Hi, I'm Martin Smith, and I am here to make an argument. An argument isn't necessarily about coming up with the truth or telling the truth. An argument is for me to persuade you to think a certain way, whether it is true or untrue. When it comes to superdeterminism, the argument is everything that we do predetermined, or do we have free will? So it's superdeterminism versus free will. Statistics is usually somewhere in the middle of those two. I have linked a PDF file. It's below the video and above the comment sections. If you click on it and either learn how to read or do what I do and hit the auto read select so the computer reads it out loud for you. Well, I looked it up under Squeaky Hassenfelder and that didn't work, so you have to look it up under Sabine Hassenfelder if you're going to look it up properly. The idea for superdeterminism is that everything we do is predetermined, and that paper looks at it from a scientific point of view, and it is one of the finest arguments for superdeterminism I've ever seen. She did another paper with somebody else, and she's done a couple videos on her own on her channel and a whole bunch of videos on other channels. Like I say, it's one of the best arguments for the scientific view of superdeterminism. What I'm going to argue is that both superdeterminism and free will are true. Now, a lot of people will argue free will up and down all day long with you, and there's a comment section below. If you want to do that, feel free. If you really want to challenge, pick a side of the argument that you don't believe in and then make an argument for it. But right now my argument is that they are both correct. Okay, so what happens when you know who you are? What happens when you know what events would make you make a particular decision? Like say a wasp lands on your hand, are you going to jump back? You see a snake, are you going to jump back? If it's a moral decision, are you going to take the high ground, or are you going to take the low ground, or are you going to take whichever one makes you the most money? Do you know yourself? Here we're coming in to knowledge, not wisdom. Wisdom is what you do with knowledge. Now, if you have all the knowledge in the universe, then you know each event coming up. You know how each synapse in each brain is triggered, or how much energy they have ready to fire, and how much it takes to bump them off so that that synapse fires and a particular thought goes through a person's mind, and they have a choice to make a decision. However, if they know who they are, then that decision's already been made. So if you have wisdom, as you know who you are, then you are sort of making choices, and you can look at it from the point of view, from a statistical point of view. If there's a whole bunch of probabilities of possible events that could happen, then you're looking at it from a point of view of statistics. Now, what they do in science is they wrap all those statistics up in one ball and then say, okay, here's all the probabilities, but we're not going to say which one is going to happen. That's not really being truthful when it comes down to whether or not you're making a decision or not. So if all you have is knowledge, then everything is predetermined. If you know every little nuance of every synapse, if you knew all the events that were taking place and how they would unfold, then that is knowledge. If you know all of those, then everything is predetermined. If you have wisdom, you are understanding yourself. You are knowing what kind of decisions you are going to make in which situations, or at least you think you know what decisions that you would make. A lot of people find out differently the hard way. If you know every single nuance of all the events that are coming to you, and you know who you are, and you already know which decision you are going to make, then your decision is, by definition, predetermined. If you do not know the events coming your way, if you do not know what kind of person you are, then the events are free will. So the dumber you are, the more free will that you have. The more knowledge you have, the more your life is predetermined. So this is my argument, and I am saying that both are true. It depends on which side of the fence you are on. Do you have lots and lots of knowledge? Or if everything out there is a new choice and everything out there is just brand new for you, are you really, really stupid? Boy, it's nice having lots of choices, ain't it? Okay, another argument that needs to be talked about is in the legal system when somebody says, oh, I had no free will over my actions. Well, if you're on a jury and somebody does not have free will over their actions or admits to the fact that they don't have free will over the actions, then it is your duty as a jury member to see that somebody that damages your society that much should be put away. It's pretty much admission of guilt. They're saying, well, if anything's out there that I can take, I'm going to steal it. If anybody's out there that I want to kill, I'm going to kill them, and I don't have free will. If you can't make that choice, or if a person can't make that choice, and you're on a jury, then yeah, that is part of your job to make society a better place, and to make a society a better place without that person that cannot control themselves. Because in this case, they're saying free will. But in actuality, it's a matter of, can I control my actions, or can they control their actions? So that's something that gets confused a lot. And again, there's a link below to a PDF file. It is a very good read. It's only a couple pages.